In Campbellfield, where the factory fire is currently burning, you can see over my left shoulder, that is the original fire. There is a firefighter in a cherry picker blasting as much water onto that blaze as he possibly can, but it seems like the fire has already spread. There is another pocket of flame emerging from that factory about 50 metres away. That is the cause of that thick black smoke which is currently pushing towards Melbourne's CBD. There has been a wind change. Firefighters currently have a warning in place. There are more than 20 tankers on scene currently, as well as air support. To keep up to date with this story, stay on 9news.com.au or tune in for the full story tonight.
Well, firefighters were called at around 6:40 this morning. We know around 30 people at the factory had to flee the scene, or at least 30 is the latest that we have. And since then, we've now got around 100 firefighters on scene trying to put this blaze out. It is a very toxic fire. There's a lot of chemicals there at the factory, and the latest from firefighters is that it has been brought under control. There has been some damage to some neighbouring properties. There are around 7 aerial appliances who are trying to continue to put this fire out, but this could be burning for some days yet, Joe.
And what can you tell us about the factory?
Well, the factory just last month, the EPA actually had issued a show cause notice on it because they discovered that the factory, which is a kind of a waste management facility for toxic and hazardous waste, its stockpiles were moved because their hazardous material stockpiles were simply too large. They were incorrectly labelled according to the EPA, and that they were even handled outside the appropriate areas. So that is, of course, a big concern, and now we're dealing with a very hazardous, toxic fire at the moment. I can tell you that there's been a lot of people in the area that have been evacuated because of those plumes of smoke. It smells quite horrendous, to be honest, if you are a little bit downwind. But we are fortunately a little bit further upwind away from those immediate kind of plumes of smoke. But there are health warnings for anyone under 14 years of age or over 65. Anyone in Broadmeadows, Pascoe or Coburg should stay indoors. Pregnant women and people with heart or lung conditions should also be careful as well. And there are, of course, nearby roads that have been closed down as well. So anyone who can avoid the area should do so.
And so there's still a fairly stiff northerly blowing there now, is there, James, blowing the smoke south?
Yeah, even when I was driving in, a couple of hours ago, you could see the thick plumes of smoke from Melbourne CBD across some of like the Balti Bridge, for instance. You could see it clear as all the way across Melbourne's north, even going to Melbourne's western suburbs. I spoke with someone this morning when I arrived who drove here from country Victoria, and they said about an hour's drive north they could see the plumes of smoke. So it is very visible from all across Melbourne, really. And of course, now it's really just about managing the health kind of concerns as best as people can. And of course, while firefighters do what they can to bring this blaze, extinguish this blaze completely. But the concerns are, given the materials that are burning and the sheer quantity of the materials, that'll take some time.
Yeah, James.